What's going on, everyone? It's Brucey Sprue with the fourth video in my Nothing Special series where I max a main account as an average player, do as much content as possible, and make videos of my journey along the way. Today I have a Dagannoth Kings Guide for you all with some loot from the task. Dagannoth Kings are one of my favorite bosses. Just getting there and doing it is rewarding, and they have some consistent loot as well. Once you learn them, it's quite easy to farm them for a while, and I think it's pretty relaxing and enjoyable. The Dagannoth Kings are a group of 3 Dagannoth bosses located in Waterbirth Island at the deepest level of the dungeon there, just northwest of Relica. The only hard requirement to get to them is you need to have at least started the Fremennik Trials, which will allow you to pay Yarvald in Relica 1k GP to sail to the island. Once you have completed the Fremennik Trials, you're then able to sail to the island for free. For the recommended stats, 70 plus in your combats should be fine. You'll want at least 43 prayers so you have access to overheads, and having the Ancient Spellbook unlocked with at least 56 to 58 mage for Blood or Ice Rush can help significantly. It would be much better to have 75 mage so you can use a charge staff for the DPS boost and the blood spells just to heal. I found this allows me to camp there for a very long time and I don't need to bring food. And it can also help if you mess up on the way into the boss layer. You can just jump on out, heal up with the blood spells on the monsters outside, and try again. The Dagannoth Kings can be fought with friends, so keep that in mind if you'd like to make the content more fun or a bit easier for yourself. Each Dagannoth King boss has a different attack style and attack weakness. I'll throw that up here from the wiki. Rex will melee, he is weak to mage. Supreme will range, and he is weak to melee. And Prime will mage and is weak to ranged. There are also low-level minions in the DK's lair that will mage and range you consistently. They don't hit very high, but they can poison you. For the gear you'll want, I will throw that up from the wiki as well here. To make it easy, just bring your best Tribrid gear with however many switches you are comfortable with. So for me, this is going to be my best melee gear with a 4-way ranged and mage switch, that being the chest, legs, back, and weapon. Instead of torture here, I will bring a fury. Instead of ferocious gloves, barrows gloves, I just have dragon boots. For the ring, I'll use a light bear to help with the blowpipe spec. I pretty much only come here on task, so the Slayer Helm for the helmet slot. The biggest thing for your gear is just range defense because of the minions ranging you all the time, and sometimes how the kills go, you'll just need to tank some ranged hits from Supreme. And prayer bonus is also important because your prey is on almost the entire time here. You can come here just to mage Rex or just to range Prime if you didn't want a Tribrid, though it can be a bit harder to set up sometimes. This guide will focus on the solo Tribrid method only. There are a bunch of ways to get to DKs. You could buy a Waterbirth Telly. You could have your house in Relica. You could use a redirection scroll on a house tab. You could use an Enchanted Leer or a Lunar Isle teleport from your house with the Lunar Isle bank skip, or a Waterbirth Telly from your house if you have it. For the inventory, there are some things to remember. If you're coming alone, you will need a pet rock. I bring an anglerfish in place of this to overheal before grabbing it in Relica. You'll also want 1 to 2 rune thrown axes, a stamina pot to make the run through the dungeon easier, and an anti-poison because you will get poisoned in the boss room. You'll want your switches, depending on which Dagannoths you're trying to fight, and I bring a rune pouch here with runes for blood spells. Don't forget to be on the Ancient Spellbook. 2 Sarah Brews just in case I take some damage or make a mistake, and the rest is going to be super restores as well as a teleport out. And honestly, getting to DKs, not forgetting anything and setting it up, that's honestly the hardest part of the boss. So next, I'll take you guys through an example clip of how to navigate the dungeon, and I will show me going through the kill rotation, and we can talk about other things that may happen when you go in and start to fight them. I will use the Lunar Isle Telly here. Bank skip to Relica. I will now overheal and grab the pet rock. This is usually where I stand pot and head off to Waterbirth. Zoom out on all the way on your map and you can just click the dungeon entrance. Your character will run all the way there. I was a bit late here, but put Protect from Melee on before you enter the dungeon. And then you can run northeast to the gate. Use your pet rock, just drop it, stand on the other tile, open the gate. This is where I make sure that my auto attack is off. I'll then switch to my range gear just to help increase the chance of that rune thrown axe. Just travel east here and you will find some doors to the south. You'll want to activate your special attack. Click on the middle door or the westernmost door to destroy it. That will ricochet and open the door for you. You could climb up this ladder to AFK if you want, but we will pray Protect from Mage, head down, run east, and then Protect from Ranged. Once you go down the next ladder, keep running east, pray Protect from Melee. Once you climb this ladder, we'll then run south, and then throw on Protect from Range again. We'll then run west and pray Protect from Mage for 3 rooms. We'll then Protect from Melee. Next, we are going to Protect from Range for these next 2 rooms. And we'll finish off by praying Protect from Melee. We'll keep Protect from Melee on here. We are on the final floor. Once this starts to open up, you'll be attacked from Melee, Ranged, and Mage. So I throw on Protect from Mage here. And to the east, there is a safe spot where there is a route to jump over. You can come in here and heal up if you need to, and you can peek in the crack to check if anyone is currently fighting the DKs. Once you're good, throw on Protect from Mage and jump on in. Things to pay attention to here are the positioning of the DKs in your prayer. You can die pretty quickly if you make a careless mistake. So I almost get a perfect setup here. Let's talk about what can happen because you are not always this lucky. So you'll always want to enter the room praying Protect from Mage. Prime is the strongest and he can hit 50, so that's the first thing you'll need to worry about. Next is Supreme. His ranging can hit you for 20, 30s plus. And lastly is Rex, who will melee you. He can hit up to 30, but he's much weaker than the other two, and you can get him stuck, and he also isn't normally by the ladder when you enter. All of the DKs have different areas they roam, and they all have different attack ranges. Generally, Supreme's near the ladder, Rex is opposite the ladder on the south side, and Prime is opposite the ladder on the north side. When you're actively killing them, you'll want to be close to these spots to reduce the chance of the others attacking you if they are not dead. So there are 4 total things that can happen when you climb down the ladder. I'll list them from best to worst. First is that you're out of range of all of them, and you can run down and over to Rex, kind of like I just did here, and then just start your rotation. The second is that you enter and Supreme is attacking you, which is what just happened to me. For this, you'll just throw on Protect from Range and keep an eye on the other two. finish off Supreme, and then just start your rotation. Third, I think this is probably the most common. You enter and you have both Prime and Supreme attacking you. So for this, you'll want to pray Mage, tank Supreme, and use your supplies to get the kill on Supreme. You can hop out and heal if you need to, or I like to just move on to Rex, use blood spells to heal up if I have to, or move to Prime and use the blowpipe spec to heal up, and just start your rotation from there. And fourth, you can enter and all three of them can be attacking you. Usually this is just a hard reset for me, and I'll just hop out, I'll climb up the ladder, I'll wait a bit, wait for them to move around. If you're really good, you can try and tank Prime and Supreme maybe and get Rex stuck and kill him, and then kill Supreme and Prime and start your rotation, but I don't recommend that. You could get stacked out fairly easy, and I think it's best to just leave and come back. If two DKs are attacking you, they can attack on different ticks, and if you're comfortable with it, you can flick prayers. So this is pretty helpful, I find, if you're killing Supreme and Rex spawns and comes over. I think that's probably the most common. Rex can be brought to the side, and you can walk down, as I just did when I killed him. You can get him stuck, and that allows you to turn your Protect from melee off. You can heal up with your blood spells there. Just mage him if you're healthy enough. And as you saw, I use my blowpipe specs on Prime to heal up if I need, or just to help with the DPS. DKs do drop food, and you can use that to your advantage as well. Once you get the method down, it becomes pretty easy. If you're just starting, I highly recommend bringing blood spells or even ice spells, because you can freeze Rex. And I would also recommend a couple extra Serapots just in case you take some unexpected damage. Fairly simple once you get it down, though, guys. So feel free to rewind, check out how I navigated the dungeon, or to see my rotation on the bosses. After a while, it becomes muscle memory, I promise you that, and it just becomes a lot easier, more fun, more relaxing. Just keep trying if you're having trouble with it. I know it's such a long run to get here and to resupply and set up, but it definitely is worth it once you can learn it and you're able to do it consistently. So I'll meet you guys at the GE, and we can go over the loot I received from the task. Okay, 151 Dagannoth Kings killed and almost 6 mil total loot from them. I did not finish off the collection log and get the Supreme Pet, but that is all right. I will be back for him another day. I did get a nice Archer's Ring drop, as well as a Warrior's Ring and a Dragon Axe. I don't pick up all the loot here because I come with pretty limited inventory space. I try to do very long trips, so I don't pick everything up. But I do try to get the most valuable items, as well as the bones. Those are the most consistent GP that you can make from here. I got some rock shell armor, some medium resources from Rex, some low-level melee items. Supreme gave me the Archer's Ring, which is almost a 4 mil drop right now. Gave me some resources, some low-level ranged items. Prime gave me the Dragon Axe, as well as a decent amount of staffs, some runes, talismans, and nothing else too great here. So I will go ahead and sell everything I managed to pick up, which is probably a little under half of all the drops. I did make sure to get all of the big items. I will go ahead and sell everything and let you guys know what I made. Alright, so I managed to get about 5 mil in loot here, about 4 mil of that from the Archer's Ring, 600k from the bones, I picked up about half, and a little over 400k in everything else like the staffs and resources and equipment. As far as my max grind goes, everyone, since starting the series, I've gained an HP level, bringing me to 95, an attack level, bringing me to 88, a range level, bringing me to 90, and I am very close to 88 Slayer. I have also gained a crafting level, bringing me to 79. I've been AFK woodcutting, I'm stacking logs, not sure what I'm going to do with those yet, as well as crafting some of the resources I've received, and I plan to go for 84 construction pretty soon. As always, everyone, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I will catch you guys in my next video, which will be a crazy archaeologist guide and loot from the task. Take care. Peace.